Professor Sands, in close collaboration with government, significant progress has been made in our long-standing struggle to complete the decolonisation process for Mauritius with resounding achievements.
Immensely privileged to have had the opportunity to act for Mauritius and for all the people of Mauritius over the past 11 years. That I had the great fortune of doing numerous international cases for many countries around the world, and I can say this very clearly: I have never worked with a better civil service than the civil service of Mauritius. It is an extraordinary group of people you have working for you, and that is not something I say lightly or something that is to be taken for granted. And I think, earlier this year I wrote an opinion piece for the New York Times, which was published and got quite a lot of attention, identifying, and here I was speaking on a personal basis, a complete win-win situation for everybody. Mauritius has recognized that the US base at Diego Garcia will continue, and it has offered a very long-term lease, 99 years. Mauritius has also recognized, rightly I think, that the conservation of the Chagos Archipelago, its pristine environment, is an important and useful thing to be doing, and has assured the world that it will wish to protect the marine environment of the Chagos Archipelago. And so the arrangement that very obviously commends itself is one in which the United Kingdom lowers the flag, as it will have to do, is given a role, perhaps with the new US arrangements with Mauritius going forward in relation to the base, and that possibly Mauritius could work with the United Kingdom and its marine scientists on conserving the marine environment of the Chagos Archipelago, whilst at the same time recognizing the fundamental and preeminent position of principle in relation to the human rights of the community that has been forcibly removed more than 50 years ago in an act that plainly amounts or is akin to a crime against humanity. Article 7 of the ICC statute describes forcible removal or deportation as a crime against humanity if it is without lawful cause, and both the International Court of Justice and the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea have ruled that there is no lawful cause. So in my view, and I'm here just expressing a personal view as an academic at the University of London, but I am a professor of international law, it is plainly arguable that that standard of crime against humanity has been violated in relation to the abhorrent treatment of the 2,000 or so people who were removed from the Chagos Archipelago between 1968 and 1973. So the return of the Chagosians is something also the government of Mauritius is strongly committed to. I, of course, welcome that. And that, it seems to me, is a win-win-win way forward. There is a sensible solution to all of this. Mauritius, the United Kingdom, and the United States have very close relations. India has a useful and important role to play in all of this. In the meantime, I suppose it's going to be a sort of war of attrition as we have to continue, Ambassador Koonjul and I, to go around the various specialised agencies of the world, encouraging them to adopt resolutions, stopping the United Kingdom from doing various things in Chagos, which is going to happen, persuading private companies and private entities that it is time to bring themselves into compliance with the rule of law. One final point that I want to make is, and I think it's not words that are directed to the external legal team, but I think words directed to Mauritius, to successive governments, to the political class in Mauritius, to the people of Mauritius, to its civil servants. This is an extraordinary result that has been achieved by your country. In the course of 10 years, you have obtained a clear, crystal clear determination that your country has been wronged, that the rule of law requires the rest of the world to recognize the Chagos Archipelago as part of your territory, which it is. You are today sovereign over the Chagos Archipelago. To have achieved that, I think, is in part a reflection of a very well-functioning democracy which has shown to the judges of the world that Mauritius is a country that is to be taken seriously, that proceeds with diligence, with care, with integrity, and with professionalism. And I can share with you that many of the judges will have been, I'm sure, highly appreciative and impressed by the quality, diligence, and respect and courtesy with which Mauritius has proceeded on this issue. So we are not finally there, but we are there in terms of the law. There is nothing more that can be done on the legal side. It is now a matter of politics and diplomacy to make real that which has been achieved. I finish where I started off. This is not a case like any other for me or for any other member of the external team. You will have picked up, I hope, a very strong personal commitment to a cause which is very dear to my heart, the end of colonialism and the application of the rule of law in this part of the world as in every other part of the world. This is a case I and all my colleagues care about very deeply in having been associated with the cause of Mauritius. It gives us considerable satisfaction that we've got to this point, but you can certainly rely upon us, if you wish to have further assistance, to be there until we can all together set foot on the Chagos Archipelago. It is not a question of whether that will happen. It is only, in my view, a question of when that will happen. Thank you very much indeed.